I've always been fascinated by Jessica in The Merchant of Venice, not because she is a minor figure, but because her presence reveals something unsaid in Shakespeare, something unresolved. Scholarship and criticism remind us that her role is small in word count, but enormous in consequence. Jessica is introduced to us as Shylock's daughter, a young woman who feels trapped, who speaks of her father's household as hell, and who, with bewildering daring, elopes with Lorenzo, a Christian, converting as part of her escape. Critics have long noted that her decision reshapes the world of the play, not in a footnote, but at the very heart of the conflict. Her actions, leaving her father, stealing his gold and heirlooms, and renouncing his faith, are traditionally judged harshly. Early critics saw her as a catalyst for Shylock's wrath, and a weak character whose betrayal deepened the tragic dimensions of his story. Modern readings, however, invite a more nuanced understanding. Some see in Jessica a young woman of real agency, one who acts out of a genuine desire for love and self-determination rather than mere malice or selfishness. Her story sits at the intersection of love and religious identity, freedom and betrayal. She gains a new life in Belmont, but not without leaving behind questions that the play never answers. Here is the heart of what makes Jessica a problem. She disrupts the narrative without being rewritten by it. Portia's arc, for example, lands in triumph, marriage, respect, agency within patriarchal laws. Jessica's arc lands in ambiguity. She escapes one hierarchy and enters another. Her new community may accept her as a Christian wife in name, but the text, and many modern interpreters, invite us to see that her place in that world is uneasy, not secure. There are performances where Jessica's melancholy at the end is palpable, a young woman who, having achieved freedom, cannot entirely leave behind the price she paid or the world she left. So when we read Shakespeare today, we are left with a question. Was Jessica ever meant to be free? Or was her freedom always conditional, fragile, and incomplete? This tension between what she chooses and how the world receives that choice is what makes her character feel so modern and so unresolved. That very question, what happens after a woman defies expectation, and whether her freedom can be genuine, is what drew me to write Merchants of Manchester. It's a story that treats choice not as an end, but as the beginning of consequence. If you've ever wondered why a seemingly small character can leave such a large question in your mind, Jessica might be the most important part of Shakespeare's play you've barely noticed.